The best we can do is a sex tape. By now you know all the money is gone, but there's no need to fear. Even Kevin O'Leary said he'd give us his money again if he could. The best we can do is a sex tape, and we're safe until Biden is gone. We donated some cash that we stole from your ass, and now he loves us like Hunter loves hookers and crack. I said the best we can do is a sex tape, 'cause it's not like we're gonna confess. We hope you're okay with us banging away on a beanbag chair under our desk. Happy Thanksgiving! Make sure you like.
Wouldn't you know? Right? If one thing's for sure on this channel, when 8 o'clock hits, I'm usually right on the money with it. So what happens? I press live. Nothing happens. I check the video. The video won't play. Well, why won't the video play? No reason. It's just not going to play. So I check another video. What's the video underneath it? The sex tape video. It plays. Well, I go back to the one I just worked on all morning long. That one. Press play. Doesn't play. Press play on the sex tape one. It plays. And so there you go. What a waste of a morning. The video, it won't play. Maybe I'll release it standalone. Although, at the same time, nothing much happened. It was one of those Monday mornings where we're all hoping for a massive pump. And what do we get? Yeah. A little bit of a pump. Why I love FUD, and you should too. Normally, my thumbnails have nothing to do with anything. If anything, I'm just trying to visually grab people that don't know about the channel, rather than be adjacent with themes. This is why this is, because I'm just doing TA. And at the end of the day, TA is kind of the same thing all the time. Depending, let's get some of these talking heads under there. Why I love FUD, and you should too. What is this saying? You can judge a man's character by the size of his enemy, something like that. Whenever I see FUD, because I'm completely flipped as an investor into running into burning houses and fearing frothy tops. I don't get excited at the top. I get excited at the bottom, because that's where any money is going to be made, is at the bottom. And it's a weird flip, because instinctually everyone fears the bottom for some reason. I never really understood that. I guess that was a lucky, innate quality. When price goes down, I do get excited. When price goes up to a certain degree, that's when I start feeling the fear and I don't know about this, how sustainable it is. And with all this FUD that we heard on the weekend and last week, from the DTCC, which is always a scary one, because as you know, I did the audio book on the Great Taking. If you haven't heard it, it's not going away. As you can see, every month or so, I'll bring up some sort of bizarre headline on the DTCC. The last one was about a month ago when I think it was Georgia. Was it Georgia or South Carolina? They tried to put a block on the DTCC from taking all their stuff, which every state should. The fact that there's only one state doing it and no one else really knows about it is kind of akin to our age and our time. And as everyone's kind of apathetic about everything. Except for those billionaires that are like, wait a second, I thought we were above all these pleb laws. You're saying that all our wealth can be taken too? And they're saying, well, not only can it be taken, it already has. Oh, it didn't even turn on the piano, so I'm going to have to keep this voice like this. It already has. And so once those people figure that out, they're like, well, let's do something about it. So that was about a month ago. And then I think last week or over the weekend, you can't get any, there's more FUD on the DTCC. And so it led me to, this thing's all kind of out of whack here. Can I straighten that out? There we go. This thing's not going away, and it instilled a new conspiracy theory in my head, which I like to stay positive, of course, when it comes to the future. But like that quote said that I misquoted, you can judge someone's character by the size of their enemies. Look at Bitcoin's enemies. It's literally the biggest institutions mankind's ever come up against, and that's the central banking system. That's Bitcoin's enemy. So Bitcoin's enemy literally is the biggest institution that mankind faces and has been up against almost a millennium. You can go back in time. There's always been some sort of central banking system or banksters that have been leeching the money off the good peeps in the society. That's Bitcoin's enemy. And that says it all. If it was anything less than that, I don't think we'd be here. We know where the cards fall with Bitcoin. We know how big it is. We know how much of a disruptor this is. That's Bitcoin's enemy. That's the size of it. And so where the conspiracy theory goes for this guy is, now I know most of you, I'm going to get to it. I know most of you have an exposure to actual Bitcoin, and hopefully it's in your ledger wallet and not on some exchange. And if it is on an exchange, well, my advice to you today is maybe take an hour or two and get it off. If it's on an exchange, there's no point in even having it. You got to get it off, because what I think this ETF fiasco is about, and don't get me wrong, it's pumping our bags if you have your Bitcoin off the exchange. Now, if your Bitcoin is on a ledger, all these ETFs are just pumping your bag, pump away, pump away. Now, if your exposure to Bitcoin is on an exchange, T-minus, I don't know, till you won't be able to get it. Because I do believe this is a larger scale honeypot right now. And I mean, I'm open to my own conspiracies changing with more facts that I hear. I don't die on any of these hills. And I hope I'm wrong. I've always hoped I'm wrong on everything that is somewhat nefarious. But these BlackRock ETFs, these honeypots of ETF, what is it? Basically, people giving their money into a Bitcoin IOU. You still don't have Bitcoin. You have exposure to Bitcoin. It goes up. In the meanwhile, you can get that alpha and profit. But do you own Bitcoin? Do you self-custody it? No. Will you ever through IBIT or any of these ETFs? Probably not. So the goal is to get it off. But what I actually think is that it's an orchestrated attempt to get fiat money into a new instrument, which is the Bitcoin ETF, and then what is it? 6102 execute the gold seizure. They'll just come up with that when the time comes, when it becomes too scary. I think I saw some FUD today was about Russia is banning Bitcoin or something like that. Dave Digital, rumor is on the exchange is just as safe as on my ledger with built-in backdoors. Yeah, see, there's even FUD with these cold storages, and I hear you too, because what are we born and bred as Bitcoiners? We're born and bred to not trust, verify, right? But there comes a time with technology and everything, science, medicine, everything that we come to our intellectual limit. We don't know anymore. And at that point, you have to accept certain authorities on things you don't understand. And for me, I don't know how these ledgers work. Are they simple? If I were to do a deep dive in an hour or two, would I get to the bottom of it? maybe, but at the same time, we just take that for granted. Like that is the cold storage. It is safe, and shut the door, right? How do we know that? We always hear FUD about these things, that they have back doors and everything. And if I want to get as deep as the ETF potential seizures and 6102s, I would also maybe draw a correlation to certain cold storages. Why wouldn't they have a back door? And I mean, so I guess my question to Dave as well is, even not plugged in, is it still backdoored, or is it backdoored once it's plugged into the internet, if it's off the internet, or is it really just a fancy hot wallet at the end of the day? I mean, I can pull up my Ledger app, my computer comes up, I'm not plugged in with my thing. Wick says, I'm more of a software wallet guy, but at least they're my keys. Yeah, that's true. However, I'm not a big fan of any hot wallets or any exchanges. I just think it's a matter of time. Oh, look at Solana 135. It's a matter of time before these on and off ramps it'll be the last battle. On and off ramps will somehow be cut off or seized, and then you will be, everyone in the Bitcoin ETFs will be allowed to take back, guess what? CBDC. That's how dark it is. And this is just a wild Monday morning. I mean, that's where it goes. What was Dave McLean? I'm from Winnipeg also. Have you ever looked at the Masonic imagery at the train station? Yeah, a little bit. I'm more intrigued at all the underground tunnels from the train station. We have a train station in Winnipeg that's kind of right at the hub of like Main Street, call it. Once upon a time, it was probably the hub of the city, and underneath it has all these tunnels into certain buildings, like the Fort Garry Hotel, which is kind of iconic hotel in Winnipeg. And of course, what do people say about it? They're haunted. That's everyone's last take on anything. But you know what? They are haunted. Yeah. Oh, this is why I was also late. Besides that, I always check my charts, see if they're positioned right for the stream. And what happened? TradingView decided to lock me out of it and put in my name and username. I'm like, oh Jesus, what is my username for this? Because I've had about 3 or 4 that I kind of go back and forth with. Like one letter is kind of different than the next, and then some are just like the old password and then FU. You know, when after they say you can't use the same password, I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna go crazy, and I just put FU at the end. So I have a certain amount of passwords that end with FU. Anyway, I had to get back into all of them. It's just a nightmare. And plus when the ticker's gone, I know some people don't care whether they're late or not on their live stream. I do. I feel when I'm late for anything, it gives me kind of anxiety. So I got to get over it. And then I'm typing in things wrong anyway. Look at the weakness on the 4-hour chart. We haven't seen as much weakness as with this little cute little bear flag plays out too. 59.1-ish. That's where we thought we would go. We are getting support from our channel of support, our channel of monotony. Now, right there is the ticker we got to watch right there. Do we want to break down through there? Of course not. Or do we? The people that want to gain more exposure, they probably do want it. They're probably a certain frame of mind I have is that if we're going up eventually, let's say July or August, well, I don't care how low it goes at this point because it's just all going to be a massive bounce. I bet you it may get so crazy. Like let's say we go to where we're on the monthly. Oh, see, disconnected. You little so-and-so. This is on the monthly. What did we say? The 61.8% fib, 45.2. Now, if we were to go to there, I would think that there'd be a hard time You might get all those when the exchange says, "Oh, we can't do your purchase right now." It gets so congested. I think underneath this, the 50% fib, which is 50K, it's going to be hard to get things in. So, if we know what's going to the moon after July or August or whenever it ends up going, to me, I don't care how low it goes. In fact, it's a little more exciting than going sideways. I don't know about you. Would you rather go sideways or down? Because knowing it's going to come up again. It's a humble opinion of this piano that if we're inevitably going up, then I don't care how down it goes. In fact, it would make for better TA. Right, Alexandra? Dump it. Joe Suchak, it's hard not to put it on exchange when they offer that sweet interest rate for letting them lock it up for a while. Yeah, I don't know. I've never been to... oh, there's a sweet reverb. Impressed with the risk reward, for staking, especially Bitcoin. As long I just feel I sleep better knowing that it's in self custody rather than getting, I don't know. I mean, best case scenario, 10%. And I feel like when you get into the 10%, there's some wacky math going on, and wacky math always ends up with confusion and rug pulls. Doesn't it, Duck Duck? Doesn't it, Duck Duck? It ends up with wacky math and rug pulls, isn't it? No? Oh, okay, good. Well, let's turn this on. All right, Duck, let's do some impromptu Monday morning shoutouts. 62.5, bullish or bearish? Bearish. Bullish, of course. You got to be bullish. Let's go, Alexandra G.
Alexandra G.
Wick. Might as well Wick's wife, too.
Wick's wife.
Let's go into the mic. And Bruce Mai. Randy a Bite. Jimmy Cocos. Brendan. The stage manager at the Jimmy, Jen Friesen. Memory Man. Squeaky Muggy. Joe Sachik. And a Winnipegger, David McLean. And the GOAT, Dave Digital. One last shout out for Haas and Pfeffer. All right, buddies, sing us out.
We're playing the same game as acrobatic galactics. That's right, it's a one game. So zoom out, have a fantastic day. I wind the banks of boom to bank, Bitcoin, crypto, money.
Nice note, sharp like a razor's pitch. If one didn't know any better, one would say that there's auto-tune on his voice. There isn't. He just has some great pitch. Pitch that inspires his old man. It's like, man, I wish I had pitch like that. It's razor sharp. It actually functions like an auto-tune. It's hard to explain, but auto-tune will take your note and flatten it out. And that's what he does. Unbelievable. Thank you for tuning in, everybody. Hope you have a great day here. Hope we get to see some pumpage or some dumpage. Either way, get that serotonin in before it's too late.
Make sure you like and subscribe and share this video.